Thousands of runners and supporters gathered in downtown Athens before the sun rose. They prepared for a 13.1-mile run that showcased why this half marathon is unique to Athens.
The fact that it's just a very Athens-centric event. Bands and musicians playing at different points of the race. The community comes out in droves to support friends and family who are running it. It just feels good. You know?
Funds raised for this event through registration fees and donations will go towards Athens-Clarke County schools to help develop their music programs. Teachers will be able to write grants for anything from basic supplies to large production events.
I'm a musician myself, so I believe wholly in the importance of arts and music education at all levels, but especially in primary school and middle and high school. I think it just helps create a better, smarter, and more equitable community.
Community involvement and the AthHalf cause were most runners' reasons for running, but marathons are still a competition, whether or not you're running to win. Former UGA cross-country runner and current UGA student Noah Hayes won his first ever half marathon with a time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 49 seconds.
It was a lot of fun. I didn't come into the day fully expecting to win. I just wanted to come out, have fun, run my pace, and I did all those things and got to win, so it was a lot of fun.
Samaya Benton found herself with nowhere to go when she was unhoused her senior year of high school.
I think the past 3 years, it's been really rough in my life and just rough in my family's lives. And I just didn't know where to go, where to turn. I didn't know it was help out there, until I reached Lydia's Place. So coming to Lydia's Place, they're very big on helping and making you feel supported.
Lydia's Place offers students from 17 to 24 who have aged out of foster care or have housing insecurity a place to stay. However, Lydia's Place tries to go beyond this by creating a bridge between the foster care system and the real world.
Also, not only do they have to be in school working on their degree, they're required to have a part-time job to be in our program. And so if they don't have a job when they come to us, we help them get a job.
Lydia's Place helps students with their basic needs as well. They have a boutique full of donated clothes so students are well prepared for their jobs or interviews. However, independent transitional programs like Lydia's Place often lack the resources needed to house as many students as they would like. Lydia's Place has a waiting list around 15 right now.
I think the main barrier for these programs is really resources. And if we had a mechanism and more funding for these independent living programs, then you would see more within communities.
Programs like Lydia's Place help give young adults like Samaya a chance to pursue their goals.
It really fosters a sense of independence and it really provides a nice bridge from exiting out of a traditional foster home or group home setting into independent living.
When I got here, I was just so broken and just, it was a lot going on mentally and physically, and right now I never thought I would be here. I've always had goals, but Lydia's Place, it helps me take the step to get to reach the goals that I'm trying to reach.
Ethan Wells, Grady Newsource. Hello, I'm Ethan Wells, and I'm standing outside the Oconee County Administrative Building with a sample ballot in my hand because early voting is taking place here right now, and there are 3 positions on the ballot for the city of Watkinsville. The first is the mayoral race. Incumbent Brian Broderick is running for this position unchallenged. Post 1 and Post 2 on the city council are also up for grabs. Post 1 has incumbent Chuck Garrett running against challenger Rebecca Billings, and Post 2 is a race between the incumbent Connie Massey and challenger Caroline Maltzby. People can early vote here at the Oconee County Administrative Building, located at 7635 Macon Highway in Watkinsville, Georgia. And they can vote until 5 p.m. on Friday, November 3rd. The election will take place on November 7th, and for those who are not early voting, you will be able to vote at the Watkinsville City Hall. Ethan Wells, Grady Newsource. Hi, I'm Ethan Wells with Grady Newsource. The Georgia Bulldogs entered this weekend knowing a win against the number 9 ranked Ole Miss would clinch their spot in the SEC championship. However, Tennessee dropped a huge loss to Missouri directly before the Georgia game to clinch the spot for the Bulldogs. Nonetheless, the Dogs took care of their own business, defeating Ole Miss by a score of 52-17. The Dogs received production from lots of players on Saturday, with 5 different players finding the end zone. Kendall Milton finished with a spectacular night with 127 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Georgia fans saw a much-awaited return of star Brock Bowers after his ankle injury sidelined him for 2 weeks. He finished the game with a modest 3 catches and 34 yards with a touchdown. Welcome to Grady Newsource. I'm Ethan Wells. Tonight we start with breaking news. A jury has reached a verdict in the federal trial of Akil Crumpton. I'm now joined in studio by Grady Newsource reporter Sailor Betts. Sailor, what's the verdict? And now to a developing story out of Washington, D.C. The House of Representatives finally has a new speaker. Multiple sources are now reporting a few hours ago Mike Johnson was elected as the Speaker of the House. Johnson is a representative of the 4th District of Louisiana. The vote ends 3 weeks without a speaker. Georgia Representative Alston Scott was also in the running but ended up dropping out. That's all we have for you tonight on Grady Newsource. Thank you so much for tuning in and have a spectacular week.